For the last 8 years on this channel, I've been trying to create a format that would actually work for my weird, all over the place ADHD interests, combined with the creative things I want to do, film or music. And it always just feels like, no matter how I cut it, it just feels like 20% of it is going to alienate, or maybe 80% will alienate some portion of the audience. Like it's never feels cohesive. This has always been a problem. It's been a problem since before India. Because I really think what I've been deep down trying to do, without ever being able to articulate this, is make a variety show. Making basically for YouTube what Conan, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, or any one of these guys, basically what they're doing, but on a YouTube setting. But now with Building a Better Me, it's more of like Dr. Phil, actually. It would be a better way to think of it, or Oprah, I guess. You know, difference being, I want to follow the model that people like H3, iDubbbz, Filthy Frank have done. What is iDubbbz? Basically, he's a cultural critic, but he's found a way to do it in such a way that it feels very him, his Content Cop episodes. H3 is, again, like a culture critic. They're taking YouTube and applying the standards of a critic, but at the same time being creative while they're doing it. Filthy Frank is a storyteller and a musician, and has found very odd, unique ways to do those things. And so I feel like I'd like to figure out the surfing violinist way of doing that. And Building a Better Me is really focused on battling depression, but you know, you don't want just to depress people with it, and oh, look at me, everything's falling apart. I don't feel like any show that I've done since I've got back, I don't feel like it's not just people saying, you know, your channel's boring now. It's not just like the hate. I go back and look at the videos and I don't feel the same way as I feel about the best moments from American Indian or Digital Numkeen. Just don't feel like I've ever recaptured that magic that I had back then. I don't really know how to recapture that magic. I guess that's the thing I'm trying to figure out with Building a Better Me. It's not just about chronicling my story to help other people deal with it, but also to make it engaging. You want to actually watch it. It's actually inspiring and encouraging people. Like there's the energy is what I feel like I lack. You know, I want to have that energy again. And I want to see videos that are that energetic and inspiring people to get out of themselves. You know, I guess that's the thing. So if anybody has ideas about that, we are going to do this show. I'm going to do this show. I'm going to do 10 episodes of it minimum, no matter what. Like, I'm committed to that. Melissa's committed to that. We're already, you know, have a pilot in the works, but I want to go beyond a pilot. I want to do a whole pilot season, whether or not it's economically viable. Like, I want to make this thing happen. But we might try to tease out like some ideas from you all in the next few weeks as we figure out, you know, I'm not sure when the release date is, but it's in the works. Like, it's going to happen. But yeah, any thoughts you all have about how to make it dynamic? It's just hard for someone living in their home. You know, someone said this about Delhi. They're like, oh, I love you watching you in Delhi because you point out stuff I just didn't notice because I've been here. And, you know, and for me, coming back home to Panama City, I'm like, oh, well, people won't find that interesting, you know, whatever it is. Like, and people have said, well, why don't you show us more about American culture? It's like, well, what do you want to know? To me, it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's just everyday life, you know, I don't know. So any thoughts about how we could make it interesting in that way would be good. Ultimately, we want this show to be something to help people who are struggling with depression or addiction or anxiety to not just seek help, but to be a help to themselves, you know, to hang on and to shoot for something, you know, adventurous in their own circumstances. That's kind of the idea. I want it to be that for me, and I want it to be that for people who watch it.